coverage you can count on.
A couple of Hollywood stars in North Carolina today hoping to motivate voters. Tonight at 10, the one-on-one interview with Kerry Washington. Plus, local law enforcement and leaders energizing a community to help address the rise in gun violence. But first, it's going to be a chilly night tonight. Meteorologist Zach Malak kicks off our coverage with a look at who could see frost first. Zach, thank you. Right now, we are following some breaking news in Raleigh we want to tell you about. Police investigating a shooting off of Six Forks Road. It happened at 8:30 this evening, according to police. A man walked into a hospital with a gunshot wound. Raleigh police determined that shooting happened in the 300 block of Six Forks Road. Now, the victim is expected to survive. That's the good news here. And anyone with information is asked to contact Raleigh police. More than 1 million North Carolina voters have now voted in this election, and we're just 2 days into early voting. On your ballot, some really incredibly important races. You're choosing the next president, North Carolina's senator, and the governor of our state. And people are stepping up their efforts to make sure your voice is heard. Aaron Thomas live in Durham right now, where some celebrities are hoping to motivate voters. Aaron, thank you very much. Live for us tonight in Durham. Now, just 2 days into early voting, already more than 650,000 North Carolinians have cast their ballots in person. Take a look at the breakdown here on your screen of votes so far. 656,710 voters have cast ballots in person. That's more than double the number at this point in 2016. Another 592,176 mail-in ballots have been received. Together, that's shy of just 1.25 million people already having voted in our state. That's more than triple the number of votes cast with 17 days until Election Day back in 2016. Voting continued today despite a power outage in Durham this morning. A car hit a power source out there, knocking out electricity to the North Regional Library and Mount Sylvan sites this morning. Voting officials tell us both sites stayed open the entire time. They went to the backup paper system briefly as they got generators up and running. I had a chance to speak with the director of elections in Durham County today.
So as soon as we were notified of the outage, we immediately started to implement the emergency backup plan, and we were able to open at 8 a.m.
To put in our vote, and we went right through the line. We were in and out in less than 10-15 minutes.
And some more numbers from Durham now. More than 27,000 people have already voted in Durham County. A Bladen County school sending students back home indefinitely after a coronavirus outbreak. It happened at East Arcadia School. The district says that this is due to the number of cases and close contact exposures. The school will be closed at least for 2 weeks. Students will start the online learning process on Monday. And after 2 days of record highs, coronavirus cases we're talking about here, we dipped back down today, but they're still higher than average. The state is reporting 2,102 new cases today. That's several hundred less than we saw on Thursday and Friday, but our WRAL data trackers found that's still above the daily average of 1,996. Some notable points on other key stats to tell you about right now. Officials report 19 new deaths today, below the average of 23, and 1,140 people are hospitalized tonight. It's the 11th day in a row that number has been above 1,000. Local activists organized a funeral procession today, remembering each person who has died from COVID-19. The Carolina Peace Center and Triangle Daily Call to Action planned this event. Participants used posters on their cars to draw attention to the death tolls in different states. The procession began on Salisbury Street and looped through downtown Raleigh.
To really show people the magnitude of the numbers that we're dealing with, that it's every state. It's rural, it's suburbs, it's urban cities, red states, blue states, all ages and all professions.
Message is for people to take this very seriously. The cases are again going up, take all the necessary precautionary measures in order to stay safe and healthy. The other message is of course to go vote.
That event today ended with a gathering at State Capitol grounds. Benson police are looking for a suspect right now in what they believe is an intentional hit and run involving a pedestrian. Officers responded to the Gaines Mobile Home Park in Benson last night. They found a 43-year-old man who had been seriously injured. He was taken to the hospital but has not been identified. Police say this was an intentional act, not just an accident. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Benson police. A Wake County couple is recovering after being hit by an SUV while riding their motorcycles. This accident happened today on Highway 55 near Apex. Authorities say an SUV made a left onto Turner Creek Road in front of two motorcycles. The motorcyclists, a husband and wife, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No one else was hurt. The driver of the SUV you see there on your screen right now is charged with failure to yield. Leaders in Durham are frustrated with the rise in crime, and they're working on ways to curb this problem. The number of shootings is up dramatically since last year, and the spike in crime is driving people to get fired up about doing something about it. Our Adam Owens shows us their movement called Stand for Durham. So what's the next step here? Well, according to organizers, it's form a plan of action and get more people there in the community to get behind it. They're also urging the community to pressure local leaders to address these problems. More charges could be coming for a Fayetteville man police say shot and killed an 18-year-old last night. 21-year-old Jamise Herring is charged with voluntary manslaughter in the death of Darian Tyler. Officials say Tyler was shot multiple times at a birthday gathering on Gillespie Street before he died. Two other people were shot and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Herring is not charged in those shootings currently, but police do tell us that could change. In Rocky Mount, one man is dead, and police are investigating a shooting there. Police responded to Looper Street after midnight and found a 30-year-old man shot. He later died from his injuries. Police have not released the victim's identity or any information on a possible suspect. A Robeson County person and officer is out of the hospital after being assaulted while on the job. Officials say Roland officer Michael Sale responded to a domestic call last night. A man at the scene refused to obey the officer and resisted arrest, we're told. Police say Sale and the suspect got into a fist fight during that arrest. Sale has facial injuries. Jamel Alfonso Rogers is facing charges for assault, resisting an officer, and more. He's being held on $500,000 bond. A national day of protest in the middle of a pandemic. Coming up, how thousands of people still participated in the second Women's March on Washington. Plus, how the Fayetteville community is honoring the memory of a man dedicated to making a difference in the lives of children and families.